Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever the hell you're located. This is Alex Ditton with Underground Noise Webzine. This is Webisode number 32. Yeah, 32. Can you believe it? Back with an album review. This album review is way overdue, and I'm sorry for the delay. This band is called Argos, with an album called Dej Komas. They're from the Czech Republic, well, better known as Czechoslovakia. Everything in this album is sung in Czechoslovakian, and if you look at the album, it's pretty interesting. The name of it is called Dej Komas, which translates to Give All You've Got. It's got a bunch of swirling melodies, beautiful harmonizing vocals, amazing drum sounds, and just bass tones that'll vibrate your eardrums for a while, you know what I'm saying? But for real, guys, check these guys out. I'm going to give these guys, well, honestly, a 4.5 out of 5 stars, only because everything's in Czechoslovakian. And at first, I had a hard time reading it because I was like, okay, the only English words on here says bonus live 1990. But I'm going to tell you something. It's an amazing album. They've got only original songs. I didn't hear any covers on this album. But they're 4 members. And to read their names is kind of awkward because I don't know how to pronounce them, but I will say that there are 2 guitarists, 1 guy on bass and 1 guy on drums. And the cool thing is that the guitarists are the ones that do the vocals, I believe. So if you want to know what the song titles are on this album, I'm not going to read them in Czechoslovakian because I don't know how to pronounce things in Czechoslovakian except for Dej Komas, which is basically the name of the album, like I said. So, this is the tracks on the album. You got Party, Heaven Knows No Chosen Ones, Nights, as in Knights, not to get that mixed up with nights instead of days. The fourth one, Give All You've Got, which is my favorite off the album, the title track, of course. World Theater, Slave, No, with an exclamation point, The Last Day, Tyrone, Ice Temple, and finally, last but not least, Going Full Speed. Now, the interesting thing about this album is that there's a couple of bonus tracks, and I honestly did not get told what the bonus tracks were called. So, if you look at it, on the back, it looks like it says Metalova Krolovna and Gensi Biz. I don't know what those mean. I'm not going to Google search it just because I don't care to Google search it. I'll tell you why. I'm not big on Google searches these days unless I'm looking something up that's kind of important to me. I mean, this is important, as you know, music. But still, this band right here, I think you guys might like them. If you like bands like Iron Maiden, Deep Purple, Judas Priest, who else could I name? Mystic Prophecy. Well, check out Argos. You'll be glad you did. It's interesting because when you open up the CD itself, I'm going to show you real quick. It's got pictures inside it, like old pictures of old band members and such. I think it might have current members inside these pictures, but I'm really not certain. They've been around for a while, and yeah, they're pretty damn good. Who else we got in there? Got that. And then finally, last but not least, the last page of the booklet. And then right there. See? Argos back in 2018. That's the year that this album came out. And I'm going to tell you something. Back in 2018, I was living in New Mexico at the time. Not to get mixed up with Mexico, because New Mexico is not a part of Mexico. A lot of people get confused when I say New Mexico, because they're like, oh, you lived in Mexico? Not to get people all frustrated and don't know. I said New Mexico. So, like I said, you guys, if you're into a band that writes traditional heavy metal, give Argos a shot. This album's pretty lengthy. I'm not gonna lie. It is quite long. The live tracks sound pretty good from 1990. Shit, 1990. How old was I back then? 11 years old. It's amazing because I didn't even know about these guys back then. But now that I'm discovering them, gotta give these guys credit, you know? It's pretty weird because on the back of the album cover, it doesn't show the body there, you see? But on the front, it shows a woman's body. And on the back, it's gone. But they still have the amplifier and the cabinet with a bottle of Jack Daniels on top of the amp, is what it looks like. But still, just amazing. I mean, seriously. You want some heavy metal? Give them a shot. By the way, coming up next week would be an interview or possibly another review. I figured I'd do this now because I've actually held on to this CD for a while and I've been lacking on doing a review for it. So I apologize to the band Argos and for those waiting for another review. So there you go, guys. 4.5 out of 5 horns. Keep your horns up. Keep supporting underground metal music. Support your local music scene. Support your friends. And take care of your family. Because if you don't, they're not going to be around for very long. That's why I always tell people really good advice on things. Give Argos a shot, like I said. You'll be glad you did. Later.